I used to take my son for Pokemon Go. I would take him to Central Park. Let me tell you something. When it was at the height, right? There's a statue on 59th and 9th, right across from 59th and 9th. This gold statue, and literally wall to wall people just trying to catch Pokemon there.
Yeah,
It was out of control.
yeah.
My son was younger then, but we went out there specifically for Pokemon hunting. It was crazy.
You know how many like of those portable batteries they must have sold? People with multiple devices, like
Oh, they love it.
people driving around playing. Like it was not a safe time.
One of my favorite moments was my son and I drove up on a couple of dudes that were in a parking lot, right? And they were battling. They were
Yeah.
winning a battle. And then as soon as they won the battle, he and I occupied the room, and we did it like 5 or 6 times before they realized what was happening.
Simpler times, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And simpler times is right.
We got Dank in the house. Pablo, what's up?
John, we're just giving it a few minutes just to let people kind of get on.
Yeah, it works.
Oh, I should share my.
You guys are live on Facebook, right?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me share the link real quick.
You guys like your little cartoon dudes?
Yeah, we love the logo.
Oh man, I don't think I've ever used anything more in my life.
I know. I see it on everything. I was like, oh, he took your little head off and it was like putting it on things. I was like, that's all good, man. That's the whole purpose of it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no worries, bro. I just tried to capture your guys' likeness as much as possible. You know what I mean?
You did. You made me look 5 years younger when I was still lifting weights. So
Yeah.
that's a positive too.
Well, I think Leon, you were easier. It was harder for you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Because Leon has the beard, and like it wasn't that hard. You were a little harder. I was like, I gotta try to get the right features just to boom.
You did it, man. You did a good job. You flattered me in the meantime too.
Yeah.
You motivated me to want to get back in the gym.
Yeah, my son wants to go, and I'm like, oh.
I know, man. It's tough. Once you get out of it, it's hard to get back in it. But once you get going, it's good.
No, it's more just about still the virus and stuff. That's
I know.
I have a buddy that's a firefighter, and he was like, he's in Miami, and he said that they have more cases now than they did prior.
Yeah. Well, the restrictions got loosened up, so people went wild, man.
He's like, just wear your mask and be careful because it's still there.
Yeah. All right, cool. Ready to get started, Leon?
Yeah, let's start this.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. Welcome to Views from the Vault, episode 10. It's your homie Leon here. We have Pierre in the house. Today we have a very special episode. We have John from Ink Park joining us. Fun fact, he is the designer, the artist behind the Views from the Vault logo. So you can thank him for making us look real cool in the logo, and we plaster that everywhere. So we do appreciate that. But Pierre's going to take us under the cap with him, and we're going to learn a little bit about John. So let's do it.
Yeah. So John, welcome to the Vaults.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem. I think I actually found a background I like better than my own. And it's yours. So
we could always make you a dope background, but I mean, look at that behind you, dude. That's insane.
yeah,
Is that just like a picture of like your closet or something?
Yeah. This is just a fake background. It's not real.
That's a lot of hats.
Well, John, I can't wait to fill it with more of your hats. So
I appreciate it.
yeah, so listen, John, what we do when we go under the cap with folks is we help our viewers get to know some of these creators, right? And you happen to be one of my favorites, and I know Leon really appreciates your work too. We were talking about your Instagram prior to getting on, and how much we appreciate some of the art that's on there. And we had a chance to look at some cool stuff prior to jumping on here, but I'd love to hear more about who you are. Like, tell us about yourself.
So growing up, I was always able to draw. And if you would ask me like, hey, when you turn 40, you're going to be a graphic designer, I would have said, yeah, that'd been awesome. But I didn't think art would take me anywhere. So, but growing up, man, I love just simple, iconic logos. Love the sports logos. I think we were talking about earlier. Probably one of my favorite logos of all time is the Red Sox logo. You know, because it's so iconic and simple. Um, and so that one, the original Dolphins logo, some of the old school, just classic logos that it could be anywhere. Fighting Irish, you just see that, and it's just like, oh man, so clean. But what made it for me on those logos was when they saw it embroidered on a hat, or on a starter's jacket. You remember those?
Oh yeah. So which one? The ones with the pullovers with the front big pocket.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then I also loved cartoons and I love graffiti. So it's kind of like you take my art style, it's just like all that mixed up in one.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
that's kind of where I come from.
Yeah. So a lot of it was sports related, right?
Oh yeah, and I was a basketball player. That was my main sport,
Yeah.
but I played all sports. But basketball was probably my favorite.
So growing up, who were some? So you like the Dolphins? You know, you grew up. What was your baseball team growing up?
Um, I didn't watch too much baseball.
Yeah.
I didn't have cable, so I didn't have that luxury. So I was more of the type that was outside playing baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What is it? We'd only have like three or four, so we'd do over the line or something like that. Some of these
Yeah.
guys probably might not know what that is, but um, I like the Dodgers, like the Red Sox, Angels. Went to a couple games, so I think it was just the iconic brands that the logos that kind of just was like I always loved that. I
Yeah.
think it had a Philly Eagles hat, like one of the original ones, and it was just a cool logo. So
So listen. So at an early age, you probably started drawing? Is that where it all began?
yeah, a funny story. So I used to love to draw more like realistic, like comic book type of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
my younger brother would be like, "Hey, draw me Superman." So I draw him Superman, draw him something, ink it out, all real nice and everything. And like maybe a few weeks later, I'm like, "Hey, what happened?" He'd constantly asking me to draw stuff for him. I'm like, okay. So time goes by. I was like, "Hey, what happened to all those drawings I did for you?" He's like, I don't know. Come to find out, he was selling them at school to his friends to make a buck. I was like, but then he like always had candy and stuff. I'm like, where are you getting all this money? So yeah, it, that's kind of where I started. It was pencil and pen, and that's kind of what I just a natural gift, I guess, of just being able to sketch and draw and stuff.
So sugar and pen, sugar and pen, and also like helping to finance your brother's early childhood, right?
I guess so, man. And
So
he's
were you more of a DC or Marvel guy?
I think at that time it was just whatever I could get my hands on, like whatever comic book. It wasn't one or the other. That didn't come until later, until like this whole Marvel thing. I think I just liked superheroes in general.
Did you have any comic book artists that you really liked as a kid?
Um, no, I just kind of liked art. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I just loved art, and you know, back in those days, to be able to like appreciate like good graffiti and stuff, you had to physically go places or see pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So, I remember one of the first times I went to New York, probably about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I think it was I can't remember what line, but going from Queens and coming down like Dumbo area and just seeing
Okay.
buildings with graffiti, I was like, wow, this is just too cool. Or
Yeah.
somewhere like down in LA, I'm in Cali, so going down in LA and seeing the graffiti. So my, I kind of
And
lost.
different styles, right? That there's different,
Oh, yeah.
distinctly different styles between West Coast graffiti back then and East Coast, right?
There's an artist in Bolivia, great artist, and I love his style, and a lot of my influence came from his style as well. When I came back to art,
Yeah.
probably about 15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell us about your love of hats. So you and I were talking a little bit before the show, and you're not someone who just likes to drop a logo on a hat. You actually love hats. So tell us about that. When did that start, and where is it now?
So when I was a kid, I had that Philly Eagles hat, right? It was a fitted, and I'm 41, so back in the day to get a fitted like that was
Mm-hmm.
something pretty special, and I don't even remember where I got it from. I just loved that hat, loved the fitted, loved the
Yeah.
logo, um, and I've always just loved the the way that fitted hats come together. When you have the logo in the front, the puff logo or the 3D print, whatever it is. There's so much you can do with it, and you can see with the Hat Club and the Clink Room and the Hat Club just dropped the Tiki Room, and they had the floral on the bottom. I mean, there's so much you can do with hats if you just think outside the box. One of my favorite hats too was the Pittsburgh Pirates, the old circle hat. I don't know why. I draw characters with that on it. I just something
Yeah.
about that hat. It's just cool. And then the baseball players. We were talking earlier about pitchers. Dontrell Willis, man, he used to have his hat like
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
The D
Contra-
train.
The D train, man.
So yeah, I've always been a fitted or snapback type of guy. I just love that style.
Yeah.
And when I started getting into clothing brands and doing graphic design for them, I remember walking the show and I'd always stop where the brand had hats, and just check out what they had.
Yeah.
That's
So,
just who I am. So
so you talked a little bit about like, some of the logos, the classic logos that you're really into from a baseball perspective. Were there any other logos that are like your go-tos? You're like, wow, this is something that I just like really, really love.
Georgia Tech B, dude. I don't know why, man. I just love that B. I've
Yeah.
done a few flips of that one. Red Sox is, like I said, it was always iconic. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head where I'm like, oh, that one's good. Should just probably pull up my.
What about the Trojan? What about the USC Trojans?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna say that. I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Sorry. That's the only one. That's probably the only one I'm like, I can
Yeah.
live with. No,
You figured out that one.
in all, I think I probably like the old school Spartans. You remember the old school Spartans logo, the green one?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've done a flip of that before. Um, I probably like that a little bit better than the original one, but uh, yeah, I'm trying to think. Cubs. Cubs always been a pretty iconic one. Penguins, if you're doing that. Always liked some of the college sports as well. Baltimore Orioles. There's another iconic one. Always loved the little Oreo face. Um, I know that they don't. They're not using it anymore, but Chief Wahoo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all of those were so iconic, to me. And seeing those on a hat was just like, oh man, that's so cool.
So John, when you get into a space where where you're about to create, like what is that like? Like how do you get to that space? Like let's say someone like me calls you up and says, hey, there's two different things that you're into, right? Stuff that it's kind of like what you do because you want to do it, and then things that people are asking you to do, right? How do those
Yeah.
things, how does your approach to those things differ?
Um, well, it's a lot easier to create when it's in my wheelhouse, so to speak. I mean, to be honest, I can do everything from web design to anything, right?
Yeah.
Um, but you probably know as well as I, when it's something that you're really, when it hits close to home, it comes to you like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you've hit me up in the past. You're like, hey, do this. It's like, boom, done. I already
Yeah.
see it as you're telling
Yeah.
me. Sometimes it takes me a little longer to get to that point if it's something different
Yeah.
side of that. Um, but the process is all the same. Like I have literally probably half my hard drive is nothing but images
Yeah.
and influences that I get. In fact, my original Fresh Tree logo, which had the kind of looked like the fresh scent tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that originally came from I saw a piece of graffiti, and it was Orko. You remember He-Man?
Yes.
Remember the
Leon
little?
and I were just talking about He-Man the other day.
Yeah, remember the little red dude, Orko, whatever his name was?
Yeah.
So this guy drew a graffiti version of him, and on his necklace, was the fresh tree, and that's where I got the idea for my fresh tree. It hit me, and I was like, oh, I got to do a little pine tree, park, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I had to change it up because little trees didn't like it too much. But
That's all a part of creating, right? Listen, I gotta give you a plug here. I've got to plug your work a little bit, and I've got to say the 4 or 5 times I've called you or talked to you about something I want to do, it couldn't have been easier.
oh,
And I got to make sure people know that. I know that, like, you're probably getting hit up quite often, but it was so easy to talk to you, and you brought exactly what I wanted to life. And I'm not going to share what that is right now, but the things that I've asked you to do, like, you just brought them to life, and they look outstanding. So anyone who's looking for that sort of work, man, they're missing the boat if they're not hitting you up, because it's outstanding work.
yeah, and that kind of goes back to, like, I wasn't always an artist. I was in customer service. I did sales. I was a manager. So
Yeah.
before I got back into the art world, I had real life experiences dealing with customers and stuff. So
Yeah.
to me, the number one thing is to get you what you want, right?
Yeah.
And communicate, like, honest up front. Hey, I'll have it this time. It's going to be there that time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, those
so
different perspectives you have are what make you so balanced and good at what you're doing, because listen, I think there's a lot of folks, like, you see it with IT guys sometimes, right? They're behind a computer. They don't know how to deal with people. And some graphic artists can be the same way, right? They're just sitting there and they're just kind of creating. But you've got that balance to you, man, which is something I really appreciate. And I want to make sure everyone knows that part about you, because that's not something someone would know unless they actually interact with you at that level.
yeah, I've had a lot of customers tell me, "Oh man, it's you you're easy to communicate." And not to knock any other artists, but that they came up with the term starving artist from somewhere. And I think, and my brother's one of those.
Yeah.
My brother's a great guy. He's a great artist, but um, he's an artist.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you said, they're in their creative mode and they forget the other aspects of, hey, I got a business here, so I'm a businessman before I'm an art man.
That's right. That's right. But that's your younger brother, right?
Yeah, my younger
So
brother.
so I wonder, it's interesting, like, that relationship, did you inspire or did you help, like, develop him in that respect as an artist, or?
So he's more of canvas type of guy, and
Okay.
I've taught him a little bit into this side of it. But with him, I said you have to find your niche. I showed him some techniques and stuff, and even my son's a great artist too.
Yeah.
Um, and he's getting his, and I've sold some of actually his art. I'm like, I'll see a sketch. The kid is amazing, and he'll sketch something. I'm like, oh, let me have that. Let me see what I can do with it, and I'll get in and I'll put my touch on it, and boom, it sells for him. So,
Yeah.
and now he's getting into that. So, as I would say, the best thing to do as an artist, and if this is something you're interested in, find your style. There's a lot of um, techniques out there and stuff. In fact, a lot of people have been asking me to do a stream, so I might try to dabble in that a little bit, stream some art, and just kind
Yeah.
of do that kind of thing, and see how that goes. But learn the techniques, find your style at it. So with him, he does like these eclectic type of paintings, and I was like, hey, I go, you're amazing. I go, but the problem is you have to do something people recognize, because, and that's kind of where, like, I came from. I was like, I could draw these things, but I was like, oh, let me do, like, Leon's wearing the halucha there. Let me do a halucha. That's going to hit a certain type of people, right? Not everyone's going to know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, let me do a Casey Jones. You know what I mean? Let me do that. So, and that's why I told him, I was like, you gotta. So he did like a Biggie, he did like a Tupac, and so he did some influences, and then he started selling some more art. And then I was like, with that being said, then your originals will sell as well.
Right, because that's a gateway.
Yeah.
And I think some people look at that sometimes as selling out, but it's quite the opposite. It's about creating a gateway to the great stuff that you're doing other than that. So I completely understand that piece. I mean, Leon and I are starting to learn about that in the YouTube world, you know. Like, hey, do a couple of little, like, little quick hits where you're talking about unboxings and stuff like that, and let them enter the world that we're trying to create with the other stuff. So, Listen, John, tell us a little bit about because there's two things that really come to mind of late with you, and it's Hat Club, right? And
Yep.
Ink Park. I mean, not Ink Park. I'm sorry, Hat Club and Clink Room.
Yep.
So take us through first Hat Club and then maybe Clink Room.
So the guys over at Hat Club kind of hit me up. I don't know if you guys know, but I know you and Leon know. I kind of just come up with stuff like as inspiration hits me, I'll just draw something up. Sometimes I get clients that want something. I'll do a sketch. I'll never hear from them. But the sketch, I'm like, oh, dude, I love the sketch. So what I'll do is, hey, I tell people, hey, you don't pay me for the sketch, it's mine. It's that simple, right? I did the research, did the group. Yeah, that's a prime example right there. So a guy hit me up for that one. He was an electrician. He's like, I want this Bolt character. I was all right. So I sketched it up. Never hit me up. So I was, you know what? I'm gonna draw it up. So I drew it up, posted it up. Hat Club's like, let me have it. So they came through and bought a few designs off me that they felt would do good. Halucha, the little Bolt guy, and some other ones like the coffee one. That one, I don't know. I love coffee, so one day I came up with the inspiration behind that was Cuphead, the video game. So I was like, oh, I want to do a coffee cup like that, that kind of little style. They ran with it, man. I loved the branding they did with it because they kind of took my idea and just kind of ran with it. So that's kind of and I've done some original ones for them as well. They haven't really posted those yet and put them out. The Casey Jones, man, this is probably one of my original logos that I did like long time ago, and I kind of revamped it for them, changed it up from the original one, and sold it. And then the Tiki Mask one was actually originally from TNC Surf. The artist's name is Steve, great artist. In fact, friends with him. And I showed him, and he's, oh, I love it. And so Hat Club kind of went through and was like, oh, we want to do something with it. So that's kind of my relationship with them. They'll hit me up periodically and kind of grab designs from me, and then we'll go from there. But sometimes I'll sketch some stuff up. If they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. So it's kind of, I haven't done too much lately with them. More of it's been with the Clink Room, actually, with those guys.
So take us there. Take us to Clink Room.
So originally, back in the day when I probably hit the tail end of the Clink Room, unfortunately, when I started like really, and I didn't even know about them, to be honest with you, when I first started out. So, and then they hit it big with the minor leagues and kind of left Clink Room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I randomly got an email from them probably a month ago or so. Hey, you were one of our original clinkers, and I maybe submitted one design. I don't even think it got used. But I think we kind of kept in touch, and they kind of, follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. And they said, hey, let's do some work. So the first one dropped was, I had this pencil character, and I was like, they're like, come up with something. So I was like, I don't want to do another Kong because they have quite a few Kongs on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? Let's do the little mask. COVID-19. I thought, hey, a little face mask. Thought that kind of would be fitting, right? And turns out it pre-ordered and it went through. And then they hit me up. I sent a bunch of different designs. Some of the ones we were talking about earlier, the Socks Rocker and different things. I have an LA Mamba one too as well. And so we have quite a bit in the works, but I think what it is right now is they're trying to, I think I like what they're trying to do with these newer artists. They're trying to give them some leeway. I love the fact that they're posting it and letting people critique it.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, everyone has a belly button, right? And they're all useless. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's funny when you read through some of the critiques. I'm like, okay, I can see that, and I can see that. Yeah. Sometimes guys are like really getting into it, So hey, that's why I say art is subjective.
Yeah, and I think what's impressive too, John, is how well folks like you handle that, because listen, in my other job, I love to have conversations with folks from the creative world because they're so used to direct and just honest feedback.
Yeah.
Right. And like guys like you, I don't know how you do it all day, man. Like you put it up there and it's almost like you're exposing yourself to the world, you know, and like just taking a beating almost sometimes, well, an undeserved one sometimes because some of this stuff is great, right? But people just see it differently. Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Some people don't like the bold outline. Some people like it's all about aesthetic and you know, even dealing with clients, um, they want it a certain way or a certain aspect, or you know what I mean. And I stopped taking that to heart long time ago, bro. Just because your eye and I tell people what I think is dope because it's so funny. People are like, oh, just do something dope. I'm like, yeah, but what I think is dope, you might not think is dope. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I hate that's the worst. I hate when people come to me like, just do something dope, something you like.
yeah,
I'm like, no, but it's yours. Like, if I'm gonna do mine, I'm gonna do mine. You're coming to me, and I tell them, just think of it this way: you wouldn't you wouldn't use a skill saw to cook pancakes, right? You just wouldn't do it.
right,
So I'm like the paintbrush. So just tell me what you want me to paint, and I'll do it for you.
yeah,
So, but as far as the critique goes, man, that's just par for course. You know, you can't
yeah,
take that stuff to heart, and everyone sees things differently. And I've learned, even like when people post that, and even when clinkers do that, I don't even bother like posting any critiques, you know, because I know what it is to sit behind the on a pencil, a pen, whatever it is, and draw something, and what you put up there, that a lot of artists, hey, that's what their heart is. So outside of, you know, maybe aesthetically changing some stuff just to so it looks translates better to a hat, I
yeah,
don't think they need critique. You know what I mean?
yeah. So listen, it's like so your expectation as a creator is be specific.
I try to tell the number one thing I tell people is the more details you give me, the better the outcome.
Yeah,
It's just that
exactly.
simple. I mean, we work together. The more details you give me, the more it comes out to what you wanted, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
It's
sure.
just it's just that simple.
John, let me see if Leon. I want to make sure Leon. I'm sure Leon has a couple of questions, right,
Yeah.
Leon?
Well, I guess I just want to make sure I wish you, nothing but success and to get stronger and to build your brand because what I really like seeing from you is the logo flips and then the kind of the parody kind of work. Like,
Love that stuff. Yeah.
you made this one that I wanted to do, but you were one of the first guys I had to make sure to check to see if it was already been made. And sure enough, it was. So it was the Chicago Bulls logo, but with a goat. So I was like, of course, Ink Park's already done it. So,
Yeah, I've actually done it twice. I actually had another guy hit me up the other day to do one. So,
yeah,
um, it's not that it can't be done again. It's just that's the thing. Like, you guys don't realize how many bear logos I've done. How many? I mean, I could show you probably 30 bear logos.
Yeah,
Or someone comes to me and say, "Oh, I want another Cubs flip." So every time someone comes to me again, guess what? I got to try to come up with another creative way of doing it.
yeah,
So don't be bashful, man. If it's there, I've done it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
hey, no idea could be. I always look at it this way. There's always the next opportunity to do something cool.
cool,
And if it's a goat bulls flip, I'm always down to try to do something new.
cool, cool.
I like the challenge.
Yeah. Well, we just know like sometimes New Era can give us some problems getting it approved and whatever, but
Oh yeah. And that's I always try to tell clients 7 degrees of separation and you're okay. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
As long as I mean it could resemble it, it could be the same colors, but as long as it's different, you can point out 7 different things from the original, you're good to go.
cool.
Nice. All right, John. So what we normally, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on with us.
No worries. Anytime.
Listen, this is something that you have an open invitation, man. Anytime you want to come back on with us, we want you on. But I want to ask. I should have asked you before the show, but I'd love to check in to see if you can spare another 20 minutes with us to go through last week's pickups
Yeah, let's do
and
it.
releases. we'll actually release it, right, Leon? We're going to do the
Yeah,
releases.
releases.
Yeah.
Releases.
So we'd love to go through it, and at some points, listen, I'd love you to love it if you could share like your perspective or things you may like that you see up there. We do this every week. We go through the hats that dropped from the previous week, and we'd love to have you stick around for it if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right. So this week in caps, basically, we're going to start off with Hat Club, a company that you know pretty well, John. We had Oakland A's, Battle of the Bay, and then they've been kind of low key killing it with the Diamondbacks stuff, right, Pierre?
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I never had a lot of Diamondback hats prior to, I don't know, 2 years ago, and then it was just constant drops from Hat Club. With obviously they're from Arizona, so
yeah,
they're there. But listen, I love Diamondback caps, and my collection's probably at like 30 now.
Yeah, they've been killing it.
And that black A's hat with the green under is incredible.
Another one we were talking about, iconic, that A's, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I did a logo for a homie of mine, and it was kind of based around the A's flip, and I just love that A, dude. Whoever originally did that, and then my high school were Diamondbacks, so I actually kind of like that one. I love the purple and the bronze like that.
Oh yeah,
and the stitching they did for that one as well.
My favorite patch, John, of all time is the inaugural season Arizona Diamondbacks patch.
Oh yeah, that one's great.
You know what I'm talking? It's incredible.
Now, how do you guys feel about? I'm always curious. How do you guys feel about the big World Series kind of stitch patch on the side? Do you feel like the stitching is good, or do you feel like it could have been like maybe just a patch or something, just to get the stitching tighter?
You know what? Go ahead, Leon. You go first.
I think like if you're doing the big side patches and they're gonna make them and they make it while they're producing the hat, they can get a lot crazier with it. I don't really like the new like liquid chrome stuff. And if it was just a patch that was slapped on and sewed on, I feel like yes, you can get more details out of it. But I don't know, something about it not being a part of the hat or not being attached, it kind of takes away from it. That's my personal.
And you care?
Listen, I like them. I really do. I've seen other patches though that where it's got raised embroidery on the side. It's legitimately raised embroidery on the side.
Nice.
And those things are incredible. I wish there was more of that.
Yeah. I always try to tell guys, like, when you're doing a hat like and you want a lot of detail, I always say take out the detail, man. The better the hat will be.
Oh yeah, for sure. It looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah, we get requests all the time to do like stuff with like crazy gradients or like a crazy amount of outlines. Like, okay, we're gonna need to cut out all this stuff.
Yeah, at some point, you gotta say like, look, some of those things can be done in stitching, but the less amount of detail, the better.
It's like someone asking someone to put that backdrop you have there on the side of a hat.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
Nope. Unless you sublimate it or something.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
A couple of Lakers drops for
you. This is for you, John.
Yeah, we had like the
I like the right one better, to be honest with you.
The right one's a pink bottom, so that one sold out instantly. A lot of tears were shed for people who couldn't grab it. But yeah, that one, pink bottom. Are you a pink bottom fan, John?
I'll have it either way. It doesn't matter. To me, to be honest with you, it's more about the aesthetic look. Like, see, I love the Lakers logo on the side.
Yeah.
And the bigger the design is on the hat, the more it says about the hat. See, the left one, I don't know. To me, it lacks something. You know what I mean?
Smaller, right? The logo's not as bold.
Right. And like your hat, like your Lakers hat, beautiful. Mm-hmm. Love it. The D, look at, like, come on, man. Like, maximize that canvas you got. When you put something like that, I go to the Laker game. There's guys selling hats like that for $5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll say this too, John. I bought the Lakers hat, pink bottom, and I want you to know something. I'm a Celtics fan, so that was very tough for me to do, but I had to because I was moved by the cap.
It's great, right? It's a great looking cap.
I love it, man. It looks great.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. I had a couple of Celtics on my my fantasy team, so I had to suck it up.
Who was it? Tatum?
Let's see. I've had Tatum. Who else did I have? I've had a few of them. Last year I had your center before he went to
Oh,
Horford.
and
Al
the
Horford.
guy from Australia.
Horford. Yeah,
Oh,
and he
Horford.
Al
Yeah,
Horford.
yeah,
was doing great for me too. So
yeah.
Right. So then we had the I guess almost like an urban
yeah,
drop.
it was like
They had
Compton, LA.
yeah Compton and Crenshaw. I kind of stayed away from these ones, but these ones sold really well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard because it's the blood and the Crips. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
they're playing on that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think
I
they
like,
did well, but kind of dangerous.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't either. I like the LA, but I mean, I guess if you're from those areas, more power to you.
Well, I think
But
if you're from those areas, I probably wouldn't wear it.
probably not.
This is safe for Leon because he's all the way in Toronto.
Yeah, there's not many guns there. And then we had this
Ooh,
hat drop.
this
It
beauty.
sold out instantly, and then Hat Club blessed everyone with the pre-order, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, really? You guys got a pre-order, huh?
Did this hit pre-order, Pierre, or am I talking
I
out of my
don't
ass?
think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
Someone will correct me.
It
Someone will
should have.
correct me. I feel like it hit pre-order, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Does anyone know what the logo on the back is, by the way? Do you guys know what that is?
Uh,
I'll give you. Okay, so it's. I'll give you some trivia here.
Yeah.
It's unique to where I live. Okay.
Okay.
Just a type of flower, probably. Right?
No, no, it is a plant. I'll say that. So you're on the right. You're on the right track.
Hmm.
So the image is actually a Joshua tree.
Oh, okay.
So Joshua trees only grow in like 2 places in the world, and they happen to grow
Three
where
places. Three places. The
three.
third place is a U2 album.
Oh, there you go. So that's kind of Joshua Tree Park is not too far from where I live, and then of course it has the graffiti arrow on the back to represent the art and stuff. So on the bottom. So
Oh man, that's cool. Thanks for sharing that with us.
yeah. So a little background on so those that know what the logo is. So
Nice.
I had a friend of mine tell me he has pharmacy skateboard shops out here in California, and he told me that's the best Joshua Tree logo he's ever seen. He knew what it was just because he's from this area, but
Nice. This one, icy blue, sold out right away, and people are saying no pre-order on that. So sorry about that. Then we had another drop. I believe this dropped this morning. I didn't check, but it probably sold out right away.
yeah,
Cool under. This is the second one of this series, right? You've done this one
both of
before.
these are the second one.
Okay.
My son, so one of the nice things about Hat Club, they send me hats, right?
Mhm.
So my son immediately grabbed this one and said it's mine. I was like, dang it. I was like, fine.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. Anything with a floral underbrim, I'm all game.
Yeah.
This one's beautiful. This one was probably one of the pickups of the week. I would say this was a NoHo exclusive. Pierre, you want to talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, this one I saw in the NoHo store when I went there a while back. They only had a size 8 left, and I asked Leon if he wanted it when I was out there, and he passed.
Yeah.
You
But
didn't like
I was gonna wear it today, right? I was gonna wear it today, but I reached out to John to ask him which team he roots for, and he told me LA. So I said, all right, I'm not gonna wear that because it's almost. I know some folks, they're not. John's a little more open, but I know some folks wouldn't appreciate it as a Dodgers fan.
Actually, I really like that. I love the black on black and then how they did the gold halo. That's just
Dude, this is and when you have it in hand, John, it's even better. The black with the red underbrim to me is incredible.
what's so cool about that is you're holding it up, right? And all you see is the gold. You don't see anything else but the little gold halo. So that's kind of cool in itself.
Yeah, it is cool. I love this cap.
Right. Our buddy from Chris from Hillside Goods dropped the this was the one that hit pre-order, right? So that's what I was thinking of. The Anchorage hat. This one sold out right away, and then Hat Club did do a pre-order on this, but I believe that pre-order is over currently. But
Yeah, and he told us this was supposed to have a green under.
yeah, they messed that one up.
Oh, it was supposed to do the Kelly Green, huh?
Yeah, that I love Kelly Green with blue.
That's I mean, bro, like, what hat didn't you have as a kid that didn't have Kelly Green?
I know.
And then T-Marks, double New York. Yeah, speaking of Kelly Green, both have Kelly Green. So the 1999 and the 81 T-Marks are on pre-order right now. So the first runs sold out right away. These ones are on pre-order until Sunday, I believe. Pierre, being the world's biggest Yankee fan, probably didn't pre-order these, but I know I
ordered 6 of each in my size, so I can burn them.
The resale value on these are pretty high. Well, the resale value now is probably plummeting now that they're doing it.
For sure. Well, there's some folks that want to have they can't delay gratification, so they want them now, so they're paying still.
Fair enough. I know I have the 99 coming for me. I don't really like the 81 too much, but the 99 one's really cool.
You know what? Unfortunately, I think baseball's shooting themselves in the foot, man. They should be starting already, but they don't want to agree on the game limits. So
I know, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Get it on. Let's go.
Mickey's Place played homage to the captain. I guess Derek Jeter's got his Hall of Fame hat. I think they're delaying his actual induction ceremony until next year, but Mickey's Place dropped the hat. Pretty interesting. But I think I'm going to pass on this one. What do you think?
I like the placement. I like the idea.
Yeah.
I love when they do stuff like this. Like, I have a few Boston hats that are kind of homage, do little things like that. And I do like that. But yeah. And I know Leah or Pierre's just dying to get this one.
No, listen, I will say this. I did purchase, there's one Yankee that I did purchase the Hall of Fame hats for and whatnot, and player-specific hats for a Yankee player, and it was Mariano Rivera.
Oh, yeah, dude. Come on.
2 reasons. Number one, I've met him. He's a great guy. And number 2, he was instrumental in propelling the Red Sox to the 2004 World Series.
Yep.
Our friends at Just Fitteds over in Germany dropped a couple hats, so they got their version of the Baby Yoda, some Flintstones action. Did you grow up watching Flintstones, John?
Know it.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do a Flintstones flip. I just haven't come up with the best idea yet. So I'm still thinking about it. I want to do something. I want to do like a baseball one, maybe like a Padres.
Yeah. Maybe Dino as a Toronto Raptor.
I did that already.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Oh,
I'd buy that.
You didn't dig deep enough into his Instagram, Leon.
Yeah, there you go.
I've done that one though, but it's been years. So
yeah. Crossbats, they did another. So it's got the camo under. It looks like it's suede or push velvet at the front. Green and orange, can't go wrong.
Yeah. I like the camo in the underbill, and I like the camo in the sweatband.
Right? Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Just Fitteds always has the craziest details. Like even the suede over. Like they're not afraid to use the full menu basically to get the different.
You know, it'd be really cool is if they did the top button camo as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Little detail like that would have been really cool.
My Fitteds, they did a shock drop almost with this crazy teal Arizona D-backs hat. I think this one sold out right away. So looks like My Fitteds is getting into the shock drop game.
Yeah, it looks it.
Yeah, I didn't even know about this until it sold out.
Me neither.
Until they posted the "It's gone" message. Oaklandish. Are these one of the ones you grabbed, Pierre?
I got the navy and the navy and red. I just like it because it just looks just classic and just like clean.
Yeah, I love anything interlock. These ones are badass. So they have.
And I'm not a huge two-tone guy, but I do when navy and red for me, I love.
It's like that old school White Sox, right?
Yeah, or Red Sox.
Yeah. Sneaker Room dropped their 2020 All-Star Game Yankee pink bottom. I haven't checked if this one sold out yet, but the sneaker room is coming up with some cool stuff. They did the kiwi bottom, the butter bottom, and then now they did a Yankee pink bottom with the All-Star game patch that might never happen. So
You like that? You like that hat, Leon?
not enough to buy it. I mean, it's kind of cool, but I don't know. Nothing's like really...
if the All-Star game's not going to happen in 2020, right? I'd only want that on an LA hat.
Yeah.
So to me, here's where, like, you know, Yankee, the New York, it's symbolic. You have one black cap, and I think that's like you're set, right?
Yeah.
For the Yankee. And that's where, like, I think like Boston and LA, where they really change it up and kind of do some different things to me. I mean, you can't, not that you can't, but I just don't see a lot with New York. That's just it. And not that I'm not a fan or anything. It's just, that's just it. You know, maybe a pinstripe. That's always kind of cool, but
yeah.
Maybe
that's that West Coast bias.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, but I'm with you on it.
Our friends at Noble North dropped this one. It's called the Sneaky Blinders, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the play on the Peaky Blinders.
Yep.
Badass hat, sold out right away. So shout out to the homie Ryan, doing big things over in Ontario. This one's a fresh hat. That green and blue very rarely seen done, and the orange just kind of sets it off. But
I love his logo in the back too. The little foxtail is just so dope.
Yeah, it's cool how he did that, right?
Oh, I love it. Super clean hat, super clean lines. You know, you can tell, like, when he went through and looked at it, he was like, okay, I need to take this out, that out.
Yeah.
You know, artists like me, just look on his coat. You see how it's just one simple stitch line right there, the light blue.
Yeah.
But yet it gives you the collar feel. So just super clean, man. Props to him.
Yeah, good job, Ryan. And then Clean Crew, these are the new ones that hit pre-order this week. Any one of these ones stand out to you guys?
I like the one from that's the guy from the Fair Weather League, right? That did the rhino with the bird.
The sidekicks. Yeah. That's
I like that. That one I like.
Jay Hutton, who he runs.
Yep.
For.
I do like. Go ahead, John.
I was gonna say that's my favorite too. I just super clean, simple. It's a unique idea.
Yeah. I'm
just trying to, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I look at a hat like that, I'm trying to feel like, how is it gonna look stitched?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
The caterpillar bat hat might be actually pretty dope when it's stitched.
Yeah.
You know why I don't like that one, John? It reminds me too much of the color scheme looks too much like a Copa hat. I'm like, what's that?
I was saying it's interesting for the hammerhead that they changed it to look like two hooks. The original one was more of an H. So
yeah,
that one they kind of cleaned up the design a little bit.
Yeah.
Then the Kong with the crown, it looked like it was like just clip art, but now it looks like they kind of cleaned it up and made it a little bit original.
For me, it would be the rhino, hammerhead, and then the bird.
Yeah, that bird is very interesting. It'd be very interesting to see how it actually
with a red under, maybe, right? Is that a red under?
Yeah, it looks like it's a red under.
Paradise, or what is it supposed to be? Specifically,
I forgot the name. I don't remember the name of that one.
Yeah, it's probably one of those crazy. Just
I like the H too, but I didn't even see the H, to be honest with you. That first.
Yeah, the original one looked more like an H, and then now this one looks like they just made two hooks and made the shark be, I guess, that the line
that's
so it's interesting that they made that change.
The bird is the red-winged blackbirds.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's probably one of those crazy birds that dances for their mates and stuff.
Me on the hook one, maybe if the shark was, it seems like the shark is more the forefront, and more maybe if it was more integrated into the actual hooks.
Yeah.
Maybe like swirling in and out.
Yeah.
Would have tied it together a little bit more.
I know which one I know the one that I'm definitely not going to get.
Which one's that?
The Maltese. The Maltese.
Yeah.
Well, my daughter had a Maltese, and such a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Did the card shark one hit pre-order too? Pierre, do you remember? because that one was pretty cool. I don't know, it didn't make my slides, but
No, the card chart's not on here.
yeah. Then we had a fourth quarter shop. They dropped an Element hat. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Pierre, you want to give it a shot?
No, if my girlfriend who was Dominican was here, she would help me, but she's not here today.
I'll go for it. Algodoneros de Guasuave. Whatever. But that hat, pretty cool. I think they had a sale on it too. But fourth quarter shop always bringing the heat. So they got a lot of West Coast stuff, a lot of Mexican meat stuff. Topper Z store. So they had a bunch of stuff hit the website. So they're
This
looking.
stuff is going crazy, right? That store is going crazy right now.
Yeah. So there are friends in Germany. Good luck getting stuff shipped from Germany. But that Bengals hat looks real cool. Anytime we see the Oakland A's with the elephant with the glasses is always cool. They got like a neon Braves hat. That one's really fresh.
I'll never buy a Bengals hat overseas.
Really? Why?
Chris K and I spent way too much money on a Bengals hat from like England, and the guy shipped it over, and they were on clearance on lids.com or something for like $7.
Oh.
Chris and I were all in on this hat. It's funny when you see a hat, somewhere that you don't have access to, right? You're like, oh wow. You don't take the time to look. You just assume you don't have access to it. And then we spent too much money on the hat.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet though. Chris is probably gonna see this and want to buy that hat though. He loves Tiger hats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, our buddy Chris K, shout out to Chris. You can't resist a good Tiger hat.
No.
Yeah, that and the Braves is really cool too.
Ooh.
Yeah, that neon is really cool. And our friends from Hat Heaven.
Hat Club did a hat. That Braves hat right there.
That neon one?
Hat Club did one identical that ended up on clearance.
Really?
Yep. But I'll tell you, if they were to do it now,
it would sell
out in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
They never did a Toronto one, so I skipped it. But
they did an Atlanta hat that looked just like that.
I want to do another Jays flip for sure.
Ooh.
Oh man, you're speaking Leon's language.
Well, that's another one I've always loved. I have a Mordecai Jays flip right now that I would love to get made somehow.
And then our friends from Hat Heaven sent us a bunch of mock-ups that are gonna hit. I believe was it July or August? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think it's closer to August.
Yeah. So we got Tulsa Drillers, Durham Bulls. We got, I think that's a White Sox logo.
Oh yeah, it's an old White Sox logo.
Old one. Those are old. That's an old Cubs logo.
And they got the old Astrodome Astros logo, but they did it on brown, so that's pretty interesting. So I haven't
noticed they all have more detail in the Batterman. You see that?
Yeah. How he's yellow.
So they've been testing. Brian at Hat Heaven has been testing out that more detailed Batterman. I'm gonna take some pictures and throw it up on FHS and Team Fitted and have people take a look at them because they're very different.
Yeah, he's got like yellow or gold in it, right?
No, there's just more detail in the guy.
Interesting. And then is this the new Scottsdale logo?
Yeah, so this is the new Scorpions logo.
Okay.
They were attempting to do the old one, but now that the old one's been retired, they can't really play with that much for a while. So this is the new Scottsdale Scorpion logo, right? And we saw this Hat Club did like that Arizona League drop. I think it was like 2 years ago or something.
Yep.
And that's where I first saw the new logo. But one of those, that one in the lower right-hand corner is glow in the dark.
What? That's dope.
Yeah.
So
Scorpion, glow in the dark Scorpion is badass.
That's because when it's so hot in Arizona, you only come out at night.
Right,
exactly. But
they to be seen in your hat. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So these ones, they're all like Arizona Fall League hats. Is there a reason why they use the MLB logo, or did we ever figure that out? This is a question we always ask, but we never really find the answer.
I know. You know what? It's a question that we do ask, and then you and I never bother to research it.
We never look it up.
Whatever, man. We got more important shit to do.
Yeah. So if anyone knows in the stream, just let us know how come they use the MLB logo on the back of Arizona Fall League. stuff, it would save us the Google time.
For sure.
And then this hat was a crazy drop from two comedians, Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer. They have a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave. Bert, I believe, went to the New Era headquarters and designed this in October. They say it's going to restock, but who knows? This one sold out right away. I had an alarm set to try to buy this hat, and then Deep Tuck called me on the phone, and I forgot. And so by the time I logged on at 7:02, it was already gone in my size. So
Oh man,
I'm praying for a restock. Bert's an interesting comic. He's always wearing fresh hats. Like he's either got like a Thrill hat on usually, or maybe a Dionic hat. But
I'm disappointed in you, Leon.
well, you know, if you
like
gotta answer.
John, you like this hat?
I do actually.
Yeah.
I like both bears. I think they're really cool. That's a unique concept for sure.
Yeah.
The only thing I may have done differently is maybe done the two bears on the side of the hat.
Yeah.
And maybe just have the name on the front. I think that would have been kind of cool too.
I also hate when things aren't symmetrical.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, the ear, like when you look at the center seam, like I would like it if they made the bear on the left as you're looking at it a little bit bigger, so it fit the pain differently.
And maybe if they did a white X in between,
Maybe
Something, yeah.
it all together would be kind of.
Are these
It's a great hat.
bears versus the same team? I know one is like a Mobile. Is one Mobile's Bay Bears?
Yeah, they're two different teams for sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting that they could do that.
Well, I mean, if it's newer or whatever, they probably have the licensing.
Yeah. So these ones are news from the Hoon Express. So these are stuff that dropped overseas. So this is the Hunter X Hunter collection. It's basically a Japanese manga series. I've never heard of it, but I've seen a couple people on the different threads kind of going crazy for it. I think Ricky Ruby really wanted this, but I know nothing about it. Have you ever heard of Hunter X Hunter?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah?
Dude, my reaches go far and deep. Anime, video
Cool.
games, so to me, what really would have set this hat off if they actually put the Hunter on the front, because that's such a cool logo, and the colors are cool. Having that on the front and maybe the writing on the back would have been really cool.
So John, just to give you a little context, the Hoon Express, he's one of our good friends out in South Korea, right?
Okay.
And this guy will help us get hats, right? He's a great human being, but he also helps us get hats. And he's the fastest freaking shipper I've ever seen in my life. There are people that help me get hats, like from 200 miles away. It takes it longer to get to me than when Hoon helps me out.
Yeah.
So do they run a manufacturer out there?
No, he's just a dude from Korea that likes to help people. So if you ever need a hat from Korea, Japan, he'll find a way to get it to you. One time he was randomly in Japan, bought me a hat on Saturday, went back to Korea on Sunday, shipped it on Monday, and I had it at my house by Wednesday. It was insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's great about this hat community, John. We got all kinds of dudes helping each other out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever need any overseas shit, hit us up. We'll hook you up with the right people.
Yeah, Lee's another one. Shout out to Lee.
Yeah. And then the Yokohama Bay Stars, I guess they restocked their home and away hats. So the
the mesh.
Yeah.
I don't know, the 99 practice mesh.
That's dope.
Yeah, so this is the NPB. You're looking at about $64, but he was explaining to me that each team has their own independent, I guess, provider for the uniform. So some teams will wear New Era, some won't. So that's interesting. Like these hats, very rarely do you see them without the New Era logo at the side. So
I mean, dude, most manufacturing are like right next door to these guys anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I know some of the teams would be wearing like Mizuno and different kind of stuff. That's pretty cool. And then we had the New York denim collection, 2 colors. These ones are kind of interesting. They love the denim and the crazy different materials out there, but this will set you back about $56 once you do the conversion. But they're pretty cool.
That's dope.
And then the last one, the BTS collection. So they're releasing this
I'm
one.
good with this.
They're releasing this one in Korea first, and then Japan gets them later.
He already pre-ordered it. Like he's already got like 5 of them coming, right?
I told him to help me grab an 8. So
Yeah, John, listen, if you ever see a New Kids on the Block or NSYNC hat, Leon's your man. He's looking to complete his boy band collection.
yeah, I'm just
No
supporting.
joke, my wife still has her Backstreet. Well, no, New Kids on the Block jean jacket.
Oh, my sister had one growing up.
Yeah, she still has it.
Wow. You might have a buyer in Leon if you can get them to.
I don't know if we're the same size, man. But yeah, so that concludes our This Week in Caps segment. Before the show, you were showing us some cool samples and stuff like that. Are you cool with kind of sharing those, or do you want to show it real quick?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, of the actual hats. The
oh yeah,
the roller and
is that okay, John?
Is that okay to share those?
So this was my own logo here, one of my own logos.
Yeah, that's badass.
So before I had to change my logo because Little Trees didn't like it, so that's kind of what I did. And this wasn't a fitted, this was just a snapback, but it was really cool. And then I did the red version. I knew you'd like that, Pierre.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's my colorway.
And of course, Kelly Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the classic. So this was my original logo, kind of homage to you, Leon. Everyone thought I was from Canada when I first.
For the longest time. So I got introduced to you from Adam, from Over Your Head, and then I kept seeing that logo. So for the longest time, I just assumed you were Canadian.
Yeah, and everyone, and same with Adam, right? So I was like, no. So the whole idea behind Eden Park was I was in New York, and Pierre could probably attest to this. And if you've been to New York, what is a Park and Rec's logo everywhere you see it?
The bootleg Canada logo.
Yeah, it's a maple leaf. So I kind of got the idea. I was like, oh, let's do a maple leaf for the park. And the ink was, if you look at the bottom of it, it's a graffiti arrow.
Yeah.
So that's the ink part of it. So then I was like, I'm just going to cop that. This one is my baby.
Oh, man.
Socks Rocker right here. And so this is kind of the one that I'm dying to get made. You kind of seen in my background there.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about it earlier. The influence, reading my kids, Fox and Socks and Dr. Seuss, loving the Red Sox logo. That's the flip I came up with. So kind of the one I did. Did the Warriors here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of the homage with the bridge in there. And that's, you can see that's
yeah,
printed.
Nice raised right there. Nice raised glitter.
This was like the original.
Oh, that's badass.
Park tree, Pines tree. And I'm getting as soon as I get the new ones, and then of course the one I'm wearing now, which you can see the Casey Jones New Era with the crisp on the bottom.
Yeah.
So I am getting the pencil Kong in. So as soon as I get down in, I'll share it with you guys as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I literally have a room full of hats, dude. I still have even probably more over there. I don't think I have as many as Pierre there or you, Leon, but through my years of making samples and like I said, I actually do love hats.
Yeah.
Not just an artist. I do have a love for the hats. So I have quite a few. I got to dig out my Dolphins one too. It's somewhere in here. I got a Dolphins one somewhere that I did, and you can see the logo in the background there.
Yeah.
Get any of those other ones made? I think the Dolphins is the only other one I have. So, and then Leon, you were wearing the Halucha,
Mm-hmm.
the fighting Halucha.
Badass stuff, man. So John, like, listen, man, this was absolutely outstanding. It was a great conversation. I knew right when right when we chatted about this and you were going to come on, that this was going to be a great show. So listen, thanks for everything, man. Thanks for being easy to talk to. Thanks for sharing as much as you did. And I think one of my favorite parts is going through all the releases from last week and just hearing your take on it, man. That was great.
Yeah, if you guys want me on anytime, or if the viewers have any questions, we could always do that as well. Just hit me up, man. I'm always free. I'm always sitting here drawing or gaming or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, John, it's been a pleasure, man. And I hope to have you on again soon. So Leon, you want to take us away?
Yeah. So thanks for joining. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. On Saturday, we will be having another cap battle, and our guest judge, hopefully we locked him in, but the one and only Pancake is going to be joining us, Chris Ashcraft from Philly. So we look forward to doing that. But other than that, yeah, stay fitted, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Nice. See you, everybody.